Well, today, now it's time I actually got on and did something proper, I'm going to do a job on Graeme Tinkerbell Nuts Garden. Looks fine to me. I'm sure it looks fine to you, except for that bit. But no, it has a little problem. A very little problem. Hidden behind this. Look at that. As I'm sure you're perfectly aware, that is rust. It's got a rusty wing, so I'm going to have to take it off. So you may be aware, or you may not be. In all honesty, I can't even remember what the last video I did was, because I've been straight on to doing filming for something else. Anyway, that's a rather irrelevant point. Let's make a point that isn't irrelevant. The other day, a man came around and he paid me a deposit on Graeme Tinkerbell Nuts Garden. He also brought me some beer. The beer's gone, and the deposit is, some of it's still there. What I have to do on his request is replace that front wing, because he can't live with a rusty wing. So he said something a bit like that anyway. You see, the problem is, it looks okay until this will be peeled off, and there, that is a significant hole. Why it's gone through there, I'm not really sure, but obviously it has done, and it's not really good enough. Oddly enough, this chap, he's not too bothered about the silver front end, but he doesn't like that. Now the only trouble is, as you may have seen in a previous video about this car, the wing that I have available is green, which is of course nothing like that. So I'm going to have to take this off and take this wing to a man that does the application of paint. Now, to take the wing off, a few of the bits have got to come off as well, which is, oh gosh, it's inconvenient, but it's not that bad. It is easier jacked up with the wheel off. The arch liner comes out, and then you unbolt the thing. The arch liner needs to come out because there are a couple of bolts on the inside just up there, and that's the only way you can get to them. If you look very carefully, you may spot that I have taken the wheel off. That's kind of the first step. You've got to undo the nuts first. Is that too much detail? The best thing about taking the wheel off is it means you can actually get to all of these little screws everywhere without struggling too much, and that's handy. It's very handy. Just in here, see, there's one in the dirt just there, just down there, and then there's a nice clean one just over there. Can you see it? Yes, you can. Even more wobbly now. It's all coming apart quite easily, in fact, as you'd expect. Well, maybe you wouldn't expect, but I did. Don't really foresee any major problems taking a wing off. I probably don't need this torch on now, because I only really needed it to get into the arch liner, and that bit's done, isn't it? The good news is, it's not rotten there. Didn't think it would be. And there is the offending article. Look at that. Wonder why it's gone so badly. Well, I've got an idea. It can be something as simple as a stone chip early on in its life, just cutting through the paint, through the zinc coating, and then suddenly, oh, rusty's your new friend. one very good condition trophy blue wing and one rusty steel blue wing that will be going with the trophy blue wing to find out what colour that was, so that can now be. Confused? Don't be. What we need to do now is pop out the trim from the outside. There, the lovely bright trim with a pair of pliers. It is time now to take out Graeme Tinkerbell Nuts Garden and start removing some of these gluey stickery bits. In order to finish this job off, I need the wing back and to get rid of all of these rather chromy bits everywhere. In a desperate situation, I've had to come to Asda to get some WD-40 and tea bags. Right, there we go, tea bags, WD-40. What more could a man want? How about a parcel as soon as he arrives at work? It's not a nice job, this one. Stuff like this is more awkward to get off than replacing panels. That sounds a bit dramatic, but it's just horrible. On the paint, it needs to be clean. It's WD-40. Fingernails are a plastic tool, determination and time. The glass is a bit easier because I can just use a blade. I have washed new cars, I've washed old cars, I've washed dented cars and rusty cars and multicoloured panelled cars. But what I've never done is wash the car with bits missing. And now the finished result. Oh, look at that. Oh, isn't that nice? Shiny stuff. Missing bit. So I can't go any further. Well, I can carry on trying to get bits of sticky residue off, but it's not a complete car without that wing. It's Wednesday now, and today is the day where Graeme Tinkerbell Nuts Garden leaves. Except, of course, no, it's not due. It's going on Saturday. Slight delay with the wing. Very slight. Yes, there was a complication, you see, and because Simon has to come from quite a way to collect the car, he thought it would be safer to come on Saturday instead, which does make sense. It's fine though, because I'm still struggling to remove some of this stuff here. Could scrape it off with my fingernail, but it's a tiny bit at a time. That glue stuff is nasty. Don't put it on your cars unless you intend on keeping it forever. And back inside, because it started raining and then it stopped. Besides a bit more glue removal, I thought I'd pretty much finished here, but no, there's still more stickers to remove. It's funny how the car's gone from someone who wants loads of stickers to someone who wants none at all. So that means that has to go. So does that, and that, and that. Fair dues. Clifford Alarm, wonder that's original. That again is another duplication of the same thing, and that, and then on the rear window, the Owners Club stickers, of course, the Help for Heroes, and even the original dealer sticker. Again, the blade's the best thing for the glass. The only trouble is, the rear screen, of course, we have heating elements, and one of these is for the aerial as well. These ones come off easily because they're not even stuck down, they're just placed in on the glass, and they stay in place by means of vacuum. trapped air trapped. It kind of sticks to the glass without glue. The other one is going to be very tricky one. The heating element's in the way, so I can't use a blade, and the seats don't even fold forward in the old model, so I've just got to pick at it until it eventually disappears. Don't even want to be using WD-40 on it because it's going to get all over the parcel shelf. Right, I am back, which is particularly interesting because you didn't realise I'd gone anywhere, but I did. I've just gone to collect, not the microwave, but this Rover 75 wing, freshly painted only an hour ago. That's a very, very nice, tidy job. I'm impressed, very impressed. Almost like it's just been painted. Well, it has. So, almost the last job to do, and that is this here. That's the old wing, of course, with the rust and now a couple of holes cut out of it. And then here is the new one, which doesn't have any rust or holes cut out of it, but it does need the trim reattaching, which is what I shall do now. These little bits of trim here, they can be clipped out from the back and they can slide along like that. You should have 8 of them. 8 of them. Well, that's it for the moment. The new grille will be coming on Saturday, and that's the job done. It's not a perfect colour match. That's because it's impossible to get a perfect colour match for this colour, which I was warned about. Depending on what angle you go from, it doesn't look too bad there. From there, it doesn't look too bad actually. It's just in certain lights there is still an awful lot of sticker residue to get off. That's really been rather time consuming, but for the moment I've had enough for one day, so I'm going to do something else.